Yeah, here I am again. What's happening? Trying to do some simple something, supposedly simple. I'm just installing a thing here, this vent right there. So supposedly you're not supposed to have to cut a hole, but that's assuming if you already had a fan in your ceiling. And I didn't have one, so I had to cut a hole. And so the holes there, the things and the boxes, and I just got to run the wires and all of these wires, like this box, these wires, this whole thing. I'm working to get it out. I'm gonna have to do some modifying because like they built the house. This is nailed on. It's nailed on from the inside. Like it's impossible to nail it on this way. It's only when this is wide. This is wide open. There's no wall whatsoever. There's only a frame. Could they nail that on there that way? So that's that. I'm gonna have to change this out and put a new one. I don't really see. Maybe I could just leave it in there, but nah. I got to get a whole nother box, a deep box, and pull this out, pull all the wires out, change it. They ain't follow code. They didn't have to because they was putting it in and it was just gonna stay in forever. They built this shit in here. I don't think this ever been moved. At the most, you change the switches out like I did. You just take the wire off and put the wire back on, and that's it. That's the most that's ever been done in here. Change some wires. So like I got it. And then they said no added access needed. I'll be down. You know what I mean? Like they play me, man. They play you. Where the box at? I'll show you the box. So it said right there on the box, easy installation, no cutting, no attic access needed. But that's a lie. You do. I do. I had to. I don't know how I would have got that in without the attic access. Because how the hell, well, make a bigger hole, I guess. Or it would have been way more complicated without the attic access. I'm going to say that. So I don't see how you don't need it. I guess you could work around a lot of things. Like how I'm going to wire this thing. If it was already one in there, it would already be wired. But how I'm going to wire this without attic access, that's like impossible. Well, that's all I got. I just want to, an update on the update. That's what's happening now. I'm doing fucking around with this crap. It's funny how, and that's just an example of how many things are like you think it's gonna be. If it was the way that I thought it would have been, or it could have been another way, more ideal, not perfect, but not built in with the house like that. Like they built that shit and cut a perfect square out and covered that hole with that perfect square in the sheetrock. Like you can't duplicate that. Ain't no way. So many things work like that, man. When you think it's gonna be one thing, and then when you get into it, it's something else. Like relationships, you think it's gonna be one little thing, and then before you know it, you in some deep doodle, and the shit was built in with the person. I'm just saying, I could think of a specific comparison scenario, whatever you call it, but I ain't got time for that. My mind got to be geared to this and doing this, and whether I like it or not, because that's what I want to do, or I'm gonna have to pay somebody else to do it, one or the other. And that's how it is. That's just how it is. It ain't no with the relationship. Ain't no paying nobody else to do it. It's all you. You got to do it. But I'll get back to that later. Like I said, I got to focus on the focus and keep my mind on that, because this should take a short amount of time. But like I was watching that Alaska thing, surviving in Alaska in the cold, like shit go wrong. It's just the way it is. If it was perfect the way it is, I'd be done now. Gonna take me way longer, at least 2-3 times as long as I thought, but it ain't that complicated. I just gonna have to deal with it. And then don't talk about the putting it back together part. I gotta make it look pretty. we'll see. That's what I got. I'm out.